you share so much about the people that have influenced you over the last 17 years. And I feel as though it starts with the Denver Nuggets. And I think recovery offers us clarity and perspective and a chance to look back and reflect on all of that. So would you say that you talk about the Denver team a lot when you share? So can we start there?
Sure. I had never really felt that. I was thinking about it on the way up here. I was always the problem. I didn't have a problem. People looked at me like, you're a problem. Not that I had a problem. That was the first time that I was on a team where they looked at the addiction and they wanted to support my recovery. I've never had grown men step up and sacrifice themselves the way they did for me. I say it all the time. They didn't want me to drink. They made sure I wasn't smoking. They said something to me that I'll never forget, that they want me to take advantage of this opportunity that I have for my family. And so Antonio McDice, Chauncey Billups, Popeye Jones, George McLeod, all guys who sacrificed their lifestyle to live a healthy lifestyle with me while I was there. So an enormous amount of impact it's had on my life. And I love telling the story because I had men and mentors on that team. And I don't know if it's typical, but they embraced me. They embraced my past. They wanted a better future for me. And I'll never forget them for that.
And I think it's such a, I hope it gets blasted out to the world like that, because it's in this space, in the addiction, you're right, it's so much the addiction, the problem. And to have people around you that would support like the recovery and say, I see you with this amazing potential and a beautiful family, and we want to help you be who you can be. And to have that is like the first time in your life, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so beautiful.
It
and
never
special.
happened. I mean, there were people in my life, my mom, my brother. I've had people in my life that showed great concern in what I was doing and my lifestyle that I was living. But to have strangers just immediately say, I see you, I know you. We have family members that struggle, and we're going to support you. It will stay with me for the rest of my life. I'm not sure how aware of it they are, but it will always be part of my story.
So I'd love to go down this path of the influential people in your recovery in your life for the last 17 years. And so I kind of started with Denver.
Sure. It's amazing. I had a woman in Falmouth that picked my chin up, and she told me she needed to hear me to help me. I've dedicated Basketball Junkie to her. There are so many people that I look back on my life today that were pivotal, instrumental, empowering, inspiring for my recovery. When I did Unguarded was I took a chance. There weren't a lot of people talking about heroin,
there was nobody
especially. So I was on my own out there. I didn't have someone to kind of look at and say, okay, help me through this process. But the night Unguarded aired, I was contacted by the basketball community, right? And for so long, I had this like bad feeling because of my experience in basketball. I didn't look at it through a lens of love and support. And one of the first people I heard from was Dwayne Wade. And at that time, he was with the Heat. He was a superstar. And he reached out and had beautiful words for me and told me that he was in full support and the courage that it took. And that was followed by Jamal Crawford, who I've known since high school. One day I woke up and there was a shoe to Christopher from Blake Griffin. So, the basketball team, the basketball community really rallied on that. And it was helpful for me. I felt so isolated in my basketball career, and I felt isolated in my addiction. And what those men did for me, I'll never forget them for that.
Well, you do it for so many.
I try.
And telling your story, like if I think about again, like the first time I met you was at Barnstable High School, and it was like 800 families said it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to be okay. Or someone's talking about it, or I don't have to feel shame, or like you put that out there for that.
And being honest, there wasn't a blueprint for it.
No.
There wasn't a map how to go about this. And I was out there on my own a little bit. And now there's so many. And the work that we've done over the years, anybody who walks into a meeting, a school auditorium, a gym, and tells their story, it's made such an impact on all of us. I think that's the work we strive to do was kind of break the stigma of it.
And I think that, again, with recovery, there's clarity. And with clarity, there's reflection. And you bring all of those moments to everyone at Herren Wellness, everyone at Herren Talks, and everyone at Herren Project. And then we can then share that with, the people that we're working with. And because I don't think there's enough of that. It's all about the bad part of it. Addiction it's tragic. It's terrifying.
Pain.
It's so painful for the people that are suffering from it, and every single person, like you say, all the time, and every person that loves you. And there's so much emphasis on that. And then there's this part, and everybody that is sober, in recovery, or working a program of recovery, they have clarity too. And they have people that they can look back and that they were influenced by. And it just, we spread that in the world. And I think that recovery becomes way more a beautiful thing than it is like, oh, you're addicted and you have to go do this now.
Sure. I believe that kindness and service is a pillar, for my program. I will lean into those moments for the rest of my life. And I think as people in recovery, or anybody who really works in recovery, where else will you get a chance in your life to be in somebody's story? Like it just doesn't happen.
Right.
And it's so beautiful and so big to me. I that's what I think of when I think of all the families, all the guests that have come through Herren Wellness. I just want to be part of their story. I just want to be in that chapter. And we have that opportunity. And sometimes people overlook that. But I believe that's incredibly special.
Yeah. July 5th was a great, a great example of that with all the families and alumni and the guests at the center. That was so, and they seemed just happy.
To think that, to think that we've had over 1,000 people come to our little program, and to think that we've had 600 celebrations, you know, that's enormous. You know, and I said this last time, you know, the 24-hour chip and the 1-year chip are like, they're bookends for me. Like, those are moments that I needed more than anything. You know, and I remember celebrating a year, and I wasn't sure if I could get there. And when I walked out of that meeting and had that chip in my hand, I said, I can do this. You know, I can put this together. So now to witness so many guests, so many families, and be part of that celebration, you know, and I think that's the beauty of Herren Wellness. I think that's the beauty of the property in Jacob Hill is there's just so much pride that people instill in themselves, in the community, and walk with that on a daily basis.
And the people that have influenced you, whether it's a woman in an AA meeting or a professional athlete or like whoever it is, you bring that to the program. So then everyone on the team, it's who we going to have who's going to take so-and-so under their wing. There's always a wing. There's a wingman for every single person that comes to Herren Wellness. And I don't think we planned on that. Like, we didn't sit down and strategize. No. Oh, this is what, we're going to do this model, and we're going to have a wingman. It just evolved because of the experience and because of you seeing how special and incredible people were for you. In a wide area, in a huge area. Like, I had like my dad and my family. I didn't have as big of a network or a community,
of course.
and significant and like public. But all of that created our model of we're gonna walk with you. That's another line we have, like that we came up with. Like, we're gonna walk with you on your journey. It all came from that.
And the line has gotten so long. I mean, we have like a little army walking on that line. You know, I believe the newcomer is the most important person. And I never, ever lost sight of that.
Right.
And that newcomer needs a wingman. And the wingman needs to be there for the newcomer. And I think that's something that's kind of evolved in our program.
Yes.
And, you know, oddly enough, like, I don't feel like I have 17 years sober. I really don't. I feel like I'm relatively new at this. And probably for multiple reasons, but I know how they feel when they come in. And the hug, the high five, the handshake, those are moments that we have a chance as a recovery community. Like, we have a real chance to be part of their story. And you know, that's why every moment counts. And I believe that's how we operate in our program.
Yeah, and I also, the respect that we give to them comes back to us as staff. But I know that we also don't believe that people, they automatically trust or respect walking in the door.
Sure.
Like, I think that the fact that we understand, all of our team understands that we have to earn that. And I think the guests sort of know that. So, so it happens relatively quickly, because I think they know that we want to be authentic with them, and we want them to know that our job is to work for you. We're going to get you healthy and whatever you need as an individual. And I think that they feel that. Kind of like the humbleness of the program itself, which comes from you.
From all of us.
Yeah.
And I think everybody, you know, I think passion goes so far in this, and the willingness to throw yourself into this. And I think our team just, they give it all. You know, they leave it, and because they understand the moment. And you know, there's so many things at Herren Wellness over the years that, you know, you and I on day one never really envisioned. But I never want to lose sight that every time I go on that campus, I can make a difference. Every single group, every single time, from a hug to a handshake to a high five to a conversation, that could be the moment. And we've never lost sight of that.
Yeah, I see. It's when I talk to people about sobriety versus recovery, or not versus, but sobriety and recovery. It's like sobriety. You can be sober, and probably a little on edge and a little white knuckle, or you can have recovery, which offers, like, embracing recovery is where the peace and the joy is. And then when we're in recovery and all the stuff that comes up or that we get challenged with during our recovery, and I've had a lot of that myself, doing that work and going to therapy and having an understanding with compassion about, like, the why it's all bubbling, that it makes the recovery even better. So then it's more peaceful and more understanding and more compassionate. And then for me, if I'm in that space, then I have so much bandwidth to give out. And so I think having IFS, like, in the program, you know, introducing it in a way through workshops and having you on campus, you are our clinical consultant now. I think being able to, in the language that we use around IFS and parts, like, there's a part of you that wants to run right now out the door with the guest. There's a part of you that is so angry that you're here. And can we just acknowledge it? Of course, that's valid. Let's kind of get some space from that and bring in something else. I think that can be really, it can change someone's experience.
I mean, it took, I don't even, I was close. I was close. And it gave me an understanding that there are parts that want to protect me. There's a part that knows kind of one speed, one gear, you know, vodka, heroin, like, let's shut it down. And when I heard that there's no bad parts, that brought some peace into my life, you know, that, you know, when those parts kind of activate and they come in, that's all they know. And to know that they're okay and they're not going to put what I have at risk. And I think that's why I love introducing that to our guests. Like, know your hot spots. Know the parts that are coming for you. And avoid them.
Yes.
You know? Not in a sense, you just know that. See, for me, I would step in a hot spot in a second. You know? Like, I didn't even know I was walking towards it. Now I can see it a little bit. And if I can see it, if I can identify it and know that these parts are kind of activated, I know what to do, you know, and it gives me a better chance of staying sober.
Right, exactly.
Period.
Right.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
No doubt.
It's about having people be able to access so many different things to protect their recovery and to feel better.
No doubt.
And the IFS and EMDR and all of these changing up groups and catering to age or gender, all of those things, they serve to make recovery better and more accessible and less, because people can really feel it's such a high mountain and it's just not attainable. Like I'm not going to get there because I have so much, I've gone so low or I'm so far. Like how can I ever get there? And that's how you get there. All of these things we throw in to the bucket.
It's a shameless pun. It's all parts of the whole.
Yes.
Of the whole, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell the guests at Jacob Hill, like, and I mean this in the sweetest, kindest way, we all need Sherpas.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a mountain. It's there. There's going to be another one. And if you have your team, if you have your guides, your Sherpas, your climbing partners, you'll get there. And I think that's what we try to instill in our guests, that, I also frame it like your starting five.
Yes.
Like get your starting five, who you want to step on to that floor with. You're about to go into battle and get the 4 guys that you want to be shoulder to shoulder with. And, that's that kind of thought process, that model has been a huge part of Herren Wellness.
Yeah, it's on the wellness plan. Who are your starting 5? And it's just another way of looking at it that isn't shameful. Like, oh, you need people to, I don't need a babysitter, or I don't want you watching me. Like there's just so much negativity and shame around, and trust.
My shame was bigger than Mount Everest. My pain, my shame, my regret, my resentment, it was bigger than Everest. And I got to the top of it,
Yeah.
And because I had people in my life that they know the route, they know where to go, and I will always have those people in my life.
Yeah.
I'll say this, that I don't think it's a coincidence. I lost some of those people intentionally. I didn't have them at 15 years. I was climbing on my own. I was climbing on my own.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, not that I didn't have people that wanted to climb with me.
Yep.
I just kind of did it on my own. And I suffered tremendously. Recovery was easy for a while until it wasn't.
Because recovery isn't a straight line. And we need things at certain points. And I think that the message is that there's a solution. It can be therapy. It can be meetings. It can be
David.
Yeah, friendship. It can be like
Yes.
recovery's a verb. They say that recovery's a verb, but it is, because recovery requires action. Whether it's showing up for therapy, whether it's doing unburdening, mindfulness, you're doing your fifth step. All of these recovery support models have an idea of something like that,
Sure.
where we're trying to acknowledge and be accountable and embrace and then let go.
What David, he taught me that the 3 R's, and he doesn't know what it means to me, but it's okay to retreat and then regroup and return. And those 3 R's have given me so much strength and peace in my life. And I would have never had that if I didn't walk into his office. Unburdened. I mean, I've had some moments, like real moments that, it's interesting. Like, you don't even know how to talk about it, and that ability that he opened up for me, saved my life. And if we can do that for our guests,
Mm-hmm.
and again, like you said, it's 12 steps isn't for everyone. I wish it was. It's
I know.
It's the amazing,
Yeah.
the most amazing
Yes.
model.
Yep. The most successful.
But I need more.
Yeah.
I needed more.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't want to keep running into the wall
Mm-hmm.
as I was.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a little bit more in my life. And, that model, those models gave me options.
Mm-hmm.
And I want those options available for the people who.
I remember my father, when we started doing like recovery, we started doing recovery coaching at Gosnold, and I had a lot of old timers calling, like, it's paid sponsorship, like they were clearly upset. And so I remember I'd run it by my dad, like, what do you think of this? And he'd say, does it help? And I'd say, incredibly so. That's great. He was always, he loved therapy. He loved psychoanalysis. He was very, he would always say, you have to keep an open mind for the rest of your life. Have an open mind, be curious, rest of your life. And he was an AA guy. I mean, he went to meetings until he couldn't.
Yeah.
And even as he was older, he probably went to more meetings when he wasn't working anymore. But everything was, does it help? Is it helpful? That's awesome. That he had no judgment at all about any other model or smart recovery or anything. So I'm glad that was kind of instilled in us, and that that's your belief, that's our belief, and I think people, it's good for everybody.
For me personally, I'm proud that we invest in personal
Yeah.
training,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Another.
I'm proud of that.
Me too.
Nick works incredibly hard, and there's not many more passionate
Right.
about recovery or spirituality. I'm proud that, we have a young woman who comes and does yoga. I'm proud that we introduce breath work and acupuncture and massage therapy. And we've always stayed there. Because I always said that maybe that moment happens in the gym for them. Maybe it happens in a massage,
Yes.
in yoga.
Yep.
You never know where the
Right.
moment's going to be.
Yeah.
And when I was introduced to David, he was part of so many of my moments. And I said, I have to introduce him to our guest. And again, if it's just one. Every year we have a big 4th of July. And at that 4th of July celebration, we bring in dunk tanks, water slides, bouncy houses. It's a little carnival, that we create, cookout. And I missed a lot of holidays in my addiction. I missed. I wasn't present. And we get to witness families sit at a table, go down a water slide, get in a dunk tank, and do it sober. And yeah, and it's like I watched, a mom told me, she was an older lady, and her son is, I don't know, in his 30s or 40s, and she said, it's the first time I've seen him smile in a long time. And, that's why I love hosting that party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you see families excited to celebrate with the person who they couldn't celebrate prior to that day. So, special.
It's an uplifting day.
It's a very uplifting day.